was trying to pick up the communications from the tanks. Nice job, buddy. Turn your turret on, will you? Right back here. Mimic your turret. That's it. You got him.
Hey Tinkers, welcome to another week of Tanker Chat. As you can see, we're in my garage, and I had to show this off. I had a great game in my 53 TP, and I finally got one of these decals, I guess is lack of a better word, that change based upon how well you do. So we'll see how that goes. For me, that's pretty good. Anyway, channel update. Well, everything's going along rather nicely. It's been a busy week. Got lots of videos, got lots of 9.1 videos, so I'll try to get those out so I don't fall behind them, and then I'll throw in the 9.0s. Gonna try to get two videos a day going this week so I can get through the backlog. Got a ton recorded, got to render them, got to record a bunch today and tomorrow, so busy weekend. As far as Twitch goes, was able to, tried to get a stream going Wednesday, but then again there was issues with the 1.9.1 update, so it took the server down right in the middle. So shout out to those who came by the stream, I greatly appreciate it. Sorry it only lasted about maybe 5 minutes. But hope to get one going tomorrow on Sunday. That'll be the 14th. So other than that, nothing new and exciting to add. Everything's still kind of the same way as it is, at least for the next little period. So let's get into the Watt news, okay? All right. Well, here we are at the main page of Watt now. Recently, and Wednesday night, I got so fed up that I couldn't get my stream going. I said, actually had a viewer who's from the UK on, and he's like, hey, you thought about the European side. And I had often toyed with it, and I created an account there, a year ago or a couple years ago, and just never played it. So I downloaded the European side. So the European client. So now I have the North American client, the European client, and with the the new with the test, the Wargaming Game Center makes it easier to jump back and forth between the two. So I will now add any news that I can from the European side for my European viewers, there's some slight differences between what goes on here in North America and what goes on in the European, as I'm sure there's maybe even some slight differences as to what goes on in the RU compared to European. I don't know. I'll have to check that out sometime. But anyway, so I'll try not to get myself confused as to which page I'm looking at. Anyway, it's a 2x crew XP weekend and missions, so experience weekend bonus. 2x crew XP, be one of the top 10 on your team, top 10 XP earners on your team. Okay. Then we have This Was a Triumph, in which case you get a manual fire extinguisher, small first aid, small repair, and a detonation token. Be on the top 10 XP earners of your team in a victorious battle. Okay, so wow. Really? Okay, that can happen 5 times a day. This right here, just okay. Oh, wait a minute. You get 2 emblems. Schrodinger's cat. Okay. For all map types, non-historical, and for all vehicles, plus 1 token of detonation. Destroy at least 3 enemy vehicles in 1 battle. Okay. And then, of course, you get the outer space, which is for all maps, and a coded optics. No, just 2 of those. So you get one coded optic and 6 outer space. Be in the top 10 XP earners in your team in a victorious battle. All right. And okay, that one you can only get that one if you've collected 12 of those detonation tokens. Okay. This is cool. I like this. That's okay. It doesn't have a win requirement, which is really weird. But first daily victory doesn't count. Okay. But the win requirements on these other ones, no. I don't understand that. Especially when you're giving away emblems. Really? Emblems? Yeah. Anyway. Progressive decals in 1.9.1. There was a little issue. So let's see. The condition for reaching level 3 states that earn 2 or more high caliber achievements when fighting the vehicle. This is incorrect. Okay. Now you need to earn 2 or more Top Gun achievements when fighting this vehicle. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. We appreciate it. The June care package is out. So again, if you have Amazon Prime and your Twitch and you attach those two to your Wargaming account, you get stuff. Okay. I think we all know about it, pretty much about that by now. But this, there's some more decals, some fire extinguishers, some 5 times, large kits, large repair kits. That's great. Looks like a medal. Ooh. It looks like get some rentals on some tanks. T-34-85M, 10-day on the Raffenpanzer, the dozer tank, and the Chrysler K, and the 54 Mod 1, plus 10 universal fragments, so on and so forth. So the missions, as usual, can be completed in any vehicle, tier 4 or higher. So you have 2 times crew XP and 1 token, it looks like. Place them on the top 10. Okay. And you get the June 1st reward, 5 large kits, universal fragments, 5 personal reserves, and so you can get that once you've collected 10 of these, gets you this one, and you play a battle. June 2nd, if you do 20 of the first one and play a battle, you can get some more universal fragments, more large repair kits. Saying 40, and so on and so forth, and then 5, but that's 60. So be in the top 10 60 times, and voila. All right. So really, I mean, it's just grinding battles. That's all it is. Just grinding. There's no win requirement. Hint, hint. So grab your loot. Also, if you have Twitch and if you have Amazon Prime and Twitch, you get a free subscription every month. So feel free to send that to the Bonsai Duck Memorial Twitch Fund if you so desire, or support your favorite streamer. All right, sandbox equipment test feedback. All right, well, I tried to sat down and recorded. So tried to record several times my thoughts on the new equipment test on Sandbox, and it was so, every time I got started, going down one path led to another path, and it was just so immersive because there were so many different things going on that I finally I couldn't come up with a way to articulate it in the way that I wanted to. So I'm trying to give you a synopsis in the random thoughts today as I process that. But they've stopped the test and taken their feedback, and the test has come to an end. And we would like to give a big thanks to everyone who participated. Now we have a monumental task of processing the data from the test. Once the data is processed, we'll send a survey to get your feedback on Equipment 2.0. It's already clear that we need to run a second iteration of testing new equipment on the Sandbox open server. We'll present a revised concept and reworked equipment system at the second stage of extensive testing. Based upon the response in the survey and the second test, we'll determine what direction they're going to take at that point. So there was there was a lot of pushback on a lot of things there is a forum there is a forum thread that you know, if you want to get some of the feedback. I kind of went through some of this and agreed with you know, a good portion of it, but that is out there if you want to take your time to go through that. Heavy German duo, the Mawbrocker and the 4503, yes, are on sale. So feel free, jump in there, grab one if you want it. You can get the chest for $59. $59 for the Mawbrocker, and yeah, okay. So, I don't have either one of those tanks, but I've played against them. Updated care. Yeah, there was two kind of care package things going on. I'm not really sure what happened, but extended loot. And then, of course, the 1.9.1 update. So that's on the NA side. Let's see. Let's take a quick look on the EU side, see if there's anything different. How to play on Berlin video. I haven't had the Berlin map yet. And in talking with a few players, they haven't seen it yet. But I think it's from what I understand, it's going to be, according to the video, it's going to be, I think I'm going to like it, to be honest. Quit stuttering here. And you know, because it has a lot of places where you can, you know, hold down, fight, you know, flanking, stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. On the EU side, you guys pretty much have the same type of stuff. It is the first birthday of the World of Tanks Discord. Didn't know that. Happy birthday. And then the medium tank high progress. So what is that? The extra progress special is back to give you a boost in the tech trees. Complete special set of 6 missions for all vehicles tier 2 or higher, and collect more than 50,000 in experience. That should be enough for you to make a great push along the tech tree and get your crews into shape. It's also an excellent opportunity to take your new ride for a proper spin in a battle. The extra boost missions require premium vehicles, and we just happen to have 2 great medium tanks. So, the Centurion 5.1 rack, which that is just a great tank. You know, for tier 8 medium, it's got good frontal armor, good turret, fairly accurate gun, a little shy on the penetration at times, and the speed is not that great, but it's a good brawler. Not a frontline brawler unless you're top tier in it. And then you got the T-44-100, which again I truly enjoy. Fairly mobile, nice 100mm gun, fairly bouncy turret and armor, pretty quick reload. So again, not a frontline brawler, but a good flanker. And you can get those on sale. You can get them both, the standards and the ultimates and the supreme. Wow, 18,000 credits, 30 missions, plus 9 other items. So, and then you got missions, 500 XP, play 3 battles, place in the top 10 XP earned, 500 XP again, 3 battles in top 7 by XP for 1,000 XP. And then 1,500 XP, play 3 battles for top 5. You notice there's no win requirements. That was on the US server. There'd be a win requirement in there, trust me. You do those multiple times a day, it looks like. So good luck to you guys over there in the EU or Russia, I'm assuming. Yeah, it looks like hopefully the Russian servers too. Let's see. You got the 1.9.1 postponed because of all the issues that showed up when they released it to the NA. It's funny how the NA now is the guinea pig. I guess that's just because we're the redheaded stepchild of wargaming, but we seem to get the servers first. So or the updates first, and then we get to experience the issues. So anyway, yours got postponed, but you should have it now. So that's pretty much it for the channel, or the 2 main pages. let's see what we got. There's not much going on the daily bounce. Pretty much the same. A lot of World of Warships stuff going on. And I guess the EU gets the ISU 152K. So congratulations on that. But that happened on the 5th of June. So we're dealing with old news here. So apparently there's not much going on, or they're not updating. I don't know. Under status report, coming soon to your garage, the Strumtiger. So it's a TD with this huge bazooka, right? Not a bazooka, it's more like a mortar. And there's a little video about him raging around the map. I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like, according to this, things are heating up. The Strumtiger is storming into the game in Act 3 of the World of Tanks 10th anniversary event. This long-awaited vehicle has been talked about for years, but nobody could even imagine what it would bring along with it. So I don't know if we get it all as a rental or they're just going to give us the tank. TD, I don't know. But that's coming to a garage near you. Again, some information about it being postponed. Adjustable styles in the 1.9.1. I really don't quite get what's going on. You can purchase them for gold, and then you can get different decals and stuff with them. So, hey, camouflage is camouflage. If you need it, get it. If you don't worry about it. And under the Armored Patrol, there's not a whole lot going on. So, all right, this is gonna be a short one this weekend, I guess. Anyway, let's move on to random thoughts. All right, so random thoughts. Well, like I was stating earlier, the equipment test. So I like the interface of the equipment test, where you can play with the equipment and actually get to see what it does to your tank. So they've incorporated this over here, where you can see the firepower and so on and so forth into the equipment mode, right? Which you can't. You don't get the luxury of, well, what does this one add to my? No, you got to buy it before you get to see what it does, right? Unless you want to go into the, compare vehicles and stuff like that. On the new one, in the test, it's all in one area. So you can say, well, what if I add this one? And you can see what changes over here. So I do like that. I don't like the... there's a lot of angst about the fact that they're making... at this time in the sandbox that they were forcing players to really have to basically re-equip their vehicles. And not so much forcing you, but they broke the equipment into categories. So you had firepower, survivability, mobility, concealment, and spotting were kind of tied together. So they broke them into categories about what equipment helped in what areas, right? And that's fine. That's all fine. It's nice to have it kind of broken out that way. But then they took these slots, for those who didn't really pay attention, and they tied these slots to certain categories. And if you put equipment into that slot that was in that category, so if you had the right equipment in the right slot, you got an extra boost. So basically, when I was looking at tanks, some tanks, like my Centurion 7-1, all right, I have bounty equipment or bond equipment on there. So they basically took that equipment off, and now I could add it back, which was really kind of stupid why they took it off. And it doesn't get any more boost by being in any slot. But light tanks, all of a sudden, you couldn't put all the equipment on. You couldn't. See, this is what I was getting. This is why I was getting this way, right? So, and it's hard to show you now. I should have saved them, but let's take the LTTB. So even though I run VertStab and optics and vents, I may not have had all the equipment options in the test, because they decided that some of this didn't pertain to it. All right, or I wouldn't get the boost that that I would get if I ran Vert Stab in the right order. So I think they tried to do too much, to be honest with you. Too much. If you're gonna force all the tankers, there was a post in there about if you're gonna. I like the interface. You're gonna bring and they added some new equipment, which is okay. Get rid of the old unused equipment. You've got the numbers. You know what's there, and you know what's being used and what isn't. Get rid of it if it's not being used. I mean, seriously, I don't know how many of you are using toolboxes or CO2 tanks. The enhanced gun laying drive is, and I've been trying to figure this out for a while, but it's almost hardly anybody's using it. I don't know what the numbers are. Cyclone filter, okay. So if people aren't using it, then why have it in here? Binoculars were taken off of light tanks totally, and TDs. I couldn't even find binoculars. And then they were stripping your vehicles of equipment, forcing you to have to go in and re-equip your tank and pay credits for it. We already paid for the equipment once, so there's some angst about that. The other thing I did like is that you could switch. Let's say you had the right equipment on a tank, but it was in the wrong slots. Okay, so you needed to move slots to get your bonus. Well, you could switch them with another piece of with equipment that's already mounted on that tank for free, that's cool. I like that. And they were going to give. Their thought was, we'll give you some demounting kits. I've got over 204 tanks. If we just the tanks that I mainly play, that's 139. Those are the tanks that I mainly play, and those are the tiers, I should say. That I would mainly. We'll take that back, and those are the tiers. That's still 122 tanks. Of the tiers that I would mainly play, 5 demounting kits is not going to cut it. If you're going to make this massive of a change, you've got to allow the players eat the credits. You're just going to have to take it in the rear for a little bit to allow the players to put the equipment on. All right, if it's equipment they don't already own, and it's a new piece of equipment, say it's the smokeless, the powder in the shell that saves you concealment. If they want to add that, fine, they can purchase it. That's new equipment. But if they already owned it and you stripped it off, you can't. You shouldn't charge them to do this. And if they don't have the right equipment because you've decided to put certain equipment in certain categories and certain slots and all that, don't charge them to do it. Don't just let them remove the equipment and add the new equipment. All right, don't be an ass. Just don't be a greedy bastard. Just do the right thing. Anyway, they're going back and revamping it. I hope that they get rid of the extra boost required slots. So, but like I said, one thing just led to another. It was a rabbit hole of possibilities, and I think it's just a poorly conceived concept. There's so many other things in the game that I think need to be fixed before the equipment. That the focus is on the wrong things, but that's my opinion. Otherwise, hey, a shout out to Otter Van Bismarck. Otter Van Bismarck is a very good player. He plays on the Otter clan, and he posted a thread up in the newcomers section about his willingness to help people try and work, figure out maps. So he reached out to me the other night while I was playing, and I told him I was interested. I would like to see what he was doing, and maybe he could help me out with some maps and some issues that I've been having with maps. And so he contacted me the other night, and we got on a Discord along with Noble Wolf, and went through a couple maps, and one map that I struggle with is Sand River. I can't grasp where I should be playing, and he showed me what he does. Now this is a very good player. I know I can't do everything he does, but what I got out of it as we went through the maps, and we went through several maps that night, is that I'm not necessarily doing the wrong thing on the map. Sand River, I was doing the wrong thing, but but I'm not necessarily doing the wrong thing on maps. I'm not paying attention to my tactics. And once we went through the maps and we started talking and questions started flowing, it was more of a kind of a question and answer with a really good player, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So Otter von Bismarck, Vaughn. Thank you very much for that. I greatly appreciate it. I would suggest if any of you want to have a little session with a very good player, a little one-on-one or a couple-on-one, take him up on his offer to go over the maps, and he'll answer questions. He'll give you his opinion on some things, and it was just it was very informative, and far more informative to me than watching, say, one of his videos, which he explains why he's doing things, which is fine. But you watch these very good streamers, you watch these very good players in their videos, and they don't sometimes tell you why they're doing what they're doing, or their thought process, or what they're using. For years I said, I heard assess the battle, what's on their side, what's on your side, and all that, and that made sense to me, but in a way, it didn't make sense to me, right? So I look at it when I was coaching hockey. It was easy. I'd go through the lineup of players and I'd say, okay, yeah, I know that kid. Yeah, okay. And these are the players that we really got to watch. Here's their strong defensemen, so on and so forth. And we'd watch their games against other teams and get an assess of what their breakouts were, what their defensive strategy was, and how we were going to counter that. And that's easy to do. But again, I had 16 years of knowledge to try and figure that out. Whereas in the game, the randomness of the players, because you're not really playing teams, it throws it for a loop. And I was having a hard time visualizing that concept. But I did get some good base understandings from Vaughn on what I should be doing, and that, to me, that was what I needed, and I appreciate that. So again, shout out to Otter von Bismarck, and seriously, go to the newcomer thread, type in and search for him, and find his thread. Hit him up with that. He's willing to do it, and he's very knowledgeable. So shout out to you, and I appreciate you taking the time to work to talk to Noble and I on that. Okay, well, that was about enough stammering around. Anyway, I'm off to do videos. And like I said, we're trying to get stream in on the 14th, this Sunday. Come on by. Twitch is now... music will be different than it has on my stream, because they're now cracking down on the digital rights. So I've had to go to royalty-free kind of stream type music. So I'll be playing with that, trying to figure out the right music, because I don't really care for the techno beat type of stuff. We'll be getting that worked out. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, let's come on by the stream Sunday, probably sometime around 9 to noon, somewhere at Central Time. Go by my stream, hit the notification so that you get notified when I'm streaming. Platoons are always welcome, and tank requests if I have the tank. So anyway, that's pretty much it. You guys have a good weekend. Stay safe, and this is Bonsai Duck out.